Guys. Hope everybody's having a good Sunday evening. I wanted to get on here. I've been seeing a lot of disturbing stuff online and a lot of stuff going on, especially with Russia right now. And I just want to give everybody a leg up when it comes to a nuclear strike. And I've had a lot of people asking me questions about different things about, say that a nuclear strike happens in Ukraine. And I'm about leaning 100% that it's probably going to happen. But I just want to let everybody know, I know everybody's got a lot on their plate, especially we're getting up towards Christmas and everybody's got kids, big families and stuff like that. And it's already a rough year as it is. But I want to give you some information about a nuclear strike. Now, first of all, you might think, well, it's in Ukraine, it ain't going to bother us. But here's the thing. If even a tactical nuclear weapon, which is supposed to be around, say, 10 to 20 kilotons, goes off in Ukraine, in which we could possibly see that after the bridge was bombed the other day in Crimea. If that would happen, everything here would crash overnight. Gas would be almost $7 or $8 a gallon. Your 401k would be gone. I mean, everything will crash. Banks, you name it. The Dow, NASDAQ, everything will crash overnight. Because the markets will panic. Because a strike like that has never happened. And it also usually leads to more people getting into the act of letting off a nuclear weapon. We also got North Korea doing the same thing, letting off one missile after another. Now, it's only going to take one accident. And it might not be even planned. It just might take one accident. And I'm telling you, the markets will crash. We're teeter-totting, is what I keep calling it, right now with the markets. We've not recovered from COVID. The country is $31 trillion in debt over now. It's only going to take one accident. Somebody sink one ship they ain't supposed to. And everything that you have cherished about America and everything else is going to crash. And it's going to crash overnight. I suggest to you, when you go to the store, grab you a couple extra cans of food, water, because I'm telling you, there's dark times coming. And I keep seeing them, and I know they're going to happen. And I'd hate to see everybody literally being caught in the dark with all this stuff that's going on. So make sure you plan ahead. Make sure you have extra water on hand, because I'm telling you, you're going to regret it if you don't. Because things out there, and I know a lot of people don't want to hear it, they keep their heads in the sand, but I'm telling you, just because you keep your head in the sand don't mean it's going to go away. These days are coming, and they're coming fast. I mean, I just don't know. I just feel it in my bones that something really crazy is about to happen overseas that's going to make its way to here. And when it does, everything, football, you name it, that's all going to be gone. It's going to be gone overnight. And I'm telling you, you're going to have to survive on your own and protect your family on your own. Because that's where we're at. We're 1 inch away from a meltdown. Right now, the food markets and everything, they cannot take another hit. There's not half the distribution we used to have. They're barely hanging on. And even the Democratic Party now is warning that this could get way out of hand. And you've got a president in there that keep walking over everything back that he says. So he's not even in control of this country. Right now, nobody knows who's in control of anything right now. It's such a mess, and it's such a mess overseas. Vladimir Putin is very dangerous. And Zelensky is just as dangerous as he is. You're talking about two evil men running countries back to back. And either one of them, one don't want us in it, one's trying to pull us in it, and they're going to do everything they can. When they took that bridge out 2 days ago, that was our first warning sign from God. We better get ready. That's the main artery going into Crimea from Russia. That'd be like taking out the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco. That's a big thing, and Putin already said, if you touch that bridge, there will be a nuclear war. And this man don't bluff. He has nothing in the world to fear from anybody, because I don't think anybody's going to go against him if he does let off a couple of nukes. They're just not. NATO will not strike him back. It's not going to happen. They're too scared. So, but the markets, the gas, your electricity will go so high that you will not be able to afford it. I'm telling you, that's where we're at. That's why I'm telling you, get you some candles, some lanterns, stock up on some of this stuff. Now, a lot of you are my friends and family, and I know a lot of you all don't dabble with the news and keep an eye on it, but I do. And I see the warning signs coming. They've got Putin backed into a corner, and a man that has almost 7,000 nukes, that's somewhere you don't want to be. And like I said, if he just lets off one in Ukraine, that's all it's going to take to crash the food market, the gas, everything. It's going to crash everything overnight, because the markets will run scared. And I'm telling you, it's going to take months on months of this winter to recover if he lets this happen. Now, God will warn you to prepare. The rest is up to you. You can't make people prepare. They'll sit there and swear them down, well, it's not going to happen, it's not going to happen. And those are the people that gets left out in the cold when something does happen. Don't be one of those. Prepare, you and your family. And if there was ever a nuclear explosion here in the United States, you know, you can go online and check about the fallout, where the fallout will run, because the first place they're going to hit is the West Coast, and military places like in Georgia, where we keep our Ohio subs. That's one of the main targets. Miami, Florida, and Kansas City, and places like that. Now, the ones down south will not have no effect here in West Virginia, but the ones in North Dakota, South Dakota, places like that, we will see fallout here if that was to happen. Know where the fallout's going to be. All you got to do is look online about where the fallout is. In case that ever happens, the best thing for you to do is stay in the middle of your house or get into a basement. That's where you want to be if anything like this happens. You want to take plastic and plastic your windows. If you have chimneys, you want to shut the shaft on it to make sure nothing gets down in it, which that means it's going to be a very cold winter. 9 times out of 10, there will be no power. I suggest to everybody to look into getting you a ham radio, crank radio, stuff like that don't run on electricity. They're not expensive, but I'm telling you, if you get them now, while you can, because eventually you're not going to be able to get these things anymore. Because I'm telling you, we're in the last days, and when people are talking about nuclear bombs like it's candy, and they're not scared to say the word anymore, and they're not scared to let them off, you know that you're in bad times. You want to have plenty of plastic on hand to plastic your windows, your vents. Like I said, be in the middle of your house. And another thing is, get you some potassium iodine. You can get it on eBay. It's very cheap right now. But I'm telling you, the country, United States, just bought up $240 million worth of potassium iodine in the last 4 days. That tells you they know we're going to go to a nuclear war. They don't buy that many anti-nuclear drugs for nothing. You got to prepare. The country's preparing, and I'm telling you, you better do that too. Quit worrying about the football games, sports and all that junk. You better be watching what's going on around you, because these are scary times, and we're just an inch away, closer than we've ever been. We're even past the Cuban Missile Crisis. We're past that. That's how scary this is right now. So prepare your family. And like I said, now I want to tell everybody, there's a lot of other stuff out there. There's a lot of miscommunication when it comes to nuclear weapons. Now, if a nuclear facility, like your nuclear reactors, you're looking at 10,000 years before you can live there again. Now, nuclear bombs are different. Usually within 3 weeks, that radiation has went down enough to where you can go back outside. So don't plan on it being like 1,000, 10,000 years before you can go back out to these places. If they let off nuclear bombs in North Dakota, South Dakota, places like that, we got a big radiation here, but because the wind goes from the west to the east, you're looking at about 3 weeks you should have preparedness in your house. That means 3 weeks of water, 3 weeks of supplies for you and your family, because you can't go outside. You will die. And I know that's harsh and it's scary, but that's the truth. You should always have 3 to 4 weeks prepared in your house with water, food, supplies like that, so you can shelter in case something like this happens. And I guarantee half of you that I'm talking to don't even have a week. And I'm telling you, these are the times you better have 3 to 4 weeks of stuff stored up in your house for you and your family, or you're going to be in a bad shape. Now, why God had me come on here and tell you this, that's between you and him. I mean, he's warning everybody. It's going to happen. You better prepare for it. It's better to prepare and it not happen than not prepare and it do happen. So get your family in order, get everything done, and like I said, it doesn't hurt to have 4 weeks of water on hand. It ain't going to, I mean, you're still going to use it. It's not hoarding. Just make sure you have supplies, because I'm telling you, this is God's warning. You better get yourself ready, because I'm telling you, a lot of people's going to be caught out in the dark. They're going to have to go outside to get supplies, and they're going to die. And that dying of nuclear radiation is not a thing you want to do. It's a horrible death. Get yourself prepared. Like I said, be prepared is better than not being prepared. And I'm telling you, the writing's on the wall. They've got Putin cornered, and he's a very dangerous man. He does not care to let off missiles like he just don't care. He don't care if you and your family die. He does not. And he knows America is so busy with their nose and everything else but what's going on. And it ain't going to hurt them to kill 30, 40 million Americans in one whack. It just ain't. So prepare yourself, be ready, and pray for the world, because the world is falling apart. And it's been falling apart rapidly in the last week and a half. God said there will be rumors of wars, and I'm telling you, there's not been a time in my life, and I'm going on 47 years old, that almost every country right now is ready to go to war with one another. Every country. I've seen 2 or 3 mad at each other at a time, but never this many people wanting to fight with each other. That tells you something. Be ready. God bless you and your family. I'll pray for your family. You pray for mine. Till next time, God bless.